Enough is enough. That's what Australian Prime Minister has said while expressing frustration on the continued imprisonment of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Assange is an Australian citizen who has spent 4 years in a British prison while fighting extradition to the United States.
Enough is enough. This needs to be brought to a conclusion. It needs to be worked through, including we're working through diplomatic channels, but we're making very clear what our position is on Mr. Assange's case.
Anthony Albanese has said that he is frustrated for not yet finding a diplomatic fix to the situation. He has also said that nothing will be served by the US still pursuing Assange. Remember, Assange is wanted in the US on criminal charges over the release of confidential US military records and diplomatic cables in 2010. He faces a sentence of up to 175 years in a maximum security prison if extradited to the US. But the statement by Australian Prime Minister now appears to put diplomatic pressure on the United States to drop the charges against WikiLeaks founder.
I don't get into the argument of whether what Julian Assange did was right or wrong, because I have some issues with what he did. But I just say that enough is enough. There is nothing to be served by his ongoing incarceration, and I am concerned about Mr. Assange's mental health. I'll engage diplomatically in order to achieve an outcome. And I know it's frustrating. I share the frustration. I can't do more than make very clear what my position is, and the US administration is certainly very aware of what the Australian government's position is.
The Australian Prime Minister claimed that there was a disconnect between the US treatment of Julian Assange and the Chelsea Manning, who, a former US soldier and the source of WikiLeaks. Albanese questioned the logic behind releasing the source of the leaked documents while still holding Assange in prison. Barack Obama, when he was the US president, commuted Manning's 35-year sentence to 7 years, which allowed her release in 2017.
I think that when Australians look at the circumstances, look at the fact that the person who released the information is walking freely now, having served some time in incarceration, but is now released for a long period of time, then they'll see that there's a disconnect there.
Assange is currently being held in Belmarsh, a Category A prison in London, since April 2019. This comes after he previously spent 7 years holed up in Ecuador's embassy in London after being offered refuge, but was dragged out by British police in 2019. Albanese declined to say whether he would raise the issue of Julian Assange with Biden when he hosts the US president, along with other leaders, on the 24th of this month.